Hello and welcome to Double O'Neill. My name is Tris, and if you haven't already seen these videos, we're making a shunting layout. The idea for me was to do something small on my table that's in front of me, which is 1.20 m across, with an extension piece here, which will allow me to cover the gap that I use to walk around my desk. This is in one of the small rooms in my house. I only have one really small bedroom in the house, and it's ideal for having fun and then putting on a shelf afterwards. I've been doing these videos in 15 to 20 minute lengths, and that allows us to kind of digest in small bites what we're up to, and also allows for me, when I'm producing these videos, to have those breathers in between, not making them big projects, making editing easier, and allowing me to enjoy the whole process. So what are we doing today? Today I've been putting this off for ages. The engine shed that I scratch built here, you should remember this from not too many episodes ago, was what I built up out of some pieces of plastic card and one of the window kits that came with it, which worked out really nicely. I've been putting it off because I want to do other things really on the layout. On the last episode we did the road. Thank you for those that left comments. It's always appreciated, seeing what you think, what you like. I thought just making a road wouldn't be that interesting for people, but actually it's been, quite well received. With the engine shed, I want to put some doors on. I want to put some paving down the sides and just make it kind of look a bit more, well, as it might have. The whole idea of all of this is that fictitious, enjoyable layout, which would kind of work in real life somewhere. There's always some form of prototypical way that something would have been. So on that, like the engine shed, it looks very pristine, very new. I'm thinking, do I try and murky it up a bit, or is it a more recently built one? That's a good question. I don't have any window sills on the windows. Like I said, there's the doors. And so on. So I thought let's do some finishing up on that, and I'll feel ready to kind of do that next step on the next thing on the layout. This is our shed, as we talked about before. The roof does come off, it's on magnets. One thing I want to do with it is decorate the inside. So I don't want to stick this down to the layout just yet. So whatever I do now, I want to do it so this can kind of like slot in. So using the Foamex board I've got here, my plan is to basically make a piece that goes on the outside, which would be like the paving that they would have laid. So they might have had some concrete poured to make a path, so I can have that. And on the inside I want to have a hard standing edge, and then the track might have some little bits of ballast from the center of it as it goes onto a lower layer of, let's say, concrete. Not really sure, but let's kind of start with that and go from there. So I'm going to mark out some shape, and then hopefully that will work out. I've put the Foamex each side, so if you have a look from the top, you can see that. I think there's room, because of the height of the track, that we could use maybe some 1mm Foamex on top of here, so we raise everything up a little bit more. But that could possibly go over the sleeper up to the edge of the track just there. So I'm going to see how that looks, because that might look quite smart then up to this point. And then we could put some Foamex 1mm on the inside of this as well. So then we've got that nice flat layer. So I'm kind of interested to see how that will look. It could look terrible, but let's have a go. We can always peel it off. the central piece of 1mm Foamex. This is got sticky backed as well, so it makes things a bit nicer to work with. I've cut to about 13.5mm. So if you look at the loco and its flanges, we need to make sure we can fit in between them. So I'm going to hopefully stick it well. I'll test fit it anyway and see if it slides in. Obviously I'm not going to stick it onto this piece because this is like a donor piece of track. The idea is we now have this nice gap there, and then these bits butt up to each side, and hopefully that will work out nicely. I'm going to stick all these to the layout, and then this can go on afterwards. I'm wondering if I should put any magnets in the corners to help it attach. So then later on we can come to it and take it off, because I want to put some things inside with it. And you know, if they've got any problems, it'd be a little bit of a nightmare trying to get this off. So yeah, we can, I think, certainly improve where we are with that. Got some doors left over from a L-cut kit. It was one of their engine sheds, and this is kind of like this thick card. When I've used a paintbrush on it, I find the bit that I'm localizing each time when I'm painting it makes them distort. So what I'm going to use is some of my Vallejo airbrush paint in my airbrush and just dust it each side to give it that dark shade, and then I might get a lighter shade and drop it in afterwards, but we'll see. Once I've got the airbrush out, I'm going to run some khaki colours over the this areas to kind of just muddy it up. So we've got a more browny colour here. Basically, just going to dust it up a little bit because it looks a bit too new. Around the bottom, corners, little bits, little patches, to knock off some of that brand new building look. I've painted these black with like a dark grey colour, but obviously concrete isn't really that colour. So we're going to have to go down the route of using some greys to kind of make it a little bit brighter. So I've got like a, what is called a grey here. We can use that. And then like the lighter greys, and we could just dust some bits over, see how it looks, and go from there. That looks about right. Maybe you can always add little bits here and there. You can always come back later and add more. And you might think, well, it'll be getting dirty from when people walk in it. Well, we can do that with weathering at a later point. So our doors, as I did before, I can spray them in a way that it's slightly patchy. Just, you know, from a glance, it's the not perfectly painted doors and they've kind of been a bit weather beaten. So we're going to stick these on. What I'm going to do is, where these little nuggets stick out, just glue it on here, have them sticking out straight. Hopefully that look nice. I need some activator to set it. I've been asked what activator does. Basically, it makes the glue dry very quickly from when you put it on. When doing this kind of step, sometimes you want a bit of drying time. Hopefully the glue will come out. The ends will be glued over. Or there's not much left. I think it's a bit glued over. 1 second. Right, should have cleared the end off. Every bit of glue come out now. Little dab on each one. Just remember, when you do stuff like this, you've got to treat everything with care after this point, because you might knock the doors off in transit. So I'm going to put these about in the middle, just here. And have them pointing out straight, because the activator should be able to let go. So there's that one, and we've got a little door in there. I thought I'd put it on that side because people can see that. Again, we go and stick this. I like using super glue for most things, and there's no exception on this one. I will 100% be using this. And then again in the center. And just hold on for a few seconds. I think I've put that one a bit high. Let's do that again. Failing at the job. It's okay. Right. There's that. Activator. Right, let's have a go at this. Right, a little bit lower this time, so more like here. And if it's not right, we can always address it later if it upsets us enough. So that is our doors in place. We get the layout back out and we can start putting all the bits on. So the bits are laid on there. I'm going to use a spot of super glue to hold these down. This one will be important that I make sure the gaps are the same both sides. But I only use a little bit of super glue, so if I have to, I can peel it back up and have another go. But that will work out really nicely. Hopefully the wheels clear that. And so then you'll have your loco sitting there inside your shed. He'll be sitting back here. So he'll be sitting inside the shed, looking very tidy, waiting for a bit of ballast to come up along here. Again, like I said, we can muddy this up, make it mucky, whatever we want. But I've got to a stage now that I'm really happy. I've glued that down now, really happy with it. It's super glued down more than I meant to, so she's not moving. But just to remind you, so I know it's only a few seconds ago for you, but that's worked out really nicely on that area. So then from someone glancing at it, it looked like a nice concreted in section. I want to put like toolboxes and bits. So actually, it was today that I did this, but I ordered some parts from West Hill Wagon Works to try and make this area look a little bit more, let's say, prototypical. But like I've said before in many other videos, I'm here to have fun for this, to enjoy doing a little diesel layout and to add little add-ons that make me, yeah, just pleased to look at it. But no, let me know what you think in the comments below. Nice and easy to do. Really, all we've done is weathered the building, we've added on some doors, added down a concrete floor area, and I think it looks really, really nice. So thank you for everyone that's been subscribing and hitting the like button, leaving comments. Please keep them coming. Thoroughly enjoy reading them. I don't always comment back, but I read all of them. So thank you very much. Thank you to my channel members, my patrons. You've all been great supporting the channel. Anyway, I'll see you on the next episode. I'm probably going to give Tuesday a miss, which is my next episode, and come back for another episode on the Friday. We can have a little mini break, and I can have a little recharge, and we can work on the next episode.